the best pen holder in the world, against Lin Shidong from China. It's interesting in so many ways, this one.
I mean, it looked, didn't it, like Lebrun might have been in a bit of trouble in the quarter-final. It wasn't a straightforward match for him, was it?
No, Chen Jun-song had a fairy tale run here. His smash debut made it all the way through to the quarters, took 2 games off Lebrun. But like I said, it was that match against Chen Yuanyu that tested Felix Lebrun to his limits, having to save that match point there to clinch it juice in game 5.
He likes to make life hard for himself, doesn't he? Off to a great start here, though, taking the first 3 points on offer. Oh, brilliantly done.
That smooth reverse penhold backhand. Nathaniel Molan, his coach there in the corner. Felix Lebrun is the only person here at the China Smash who could potentially deny China the clean sweep.
1-4.
First point on the board then for Lin Shidong. And this men's final actually takes place later on today, 6 o'clock local time. Well, a bit of fortune for Lebrun, but he's playing very well. He's straight out of the gates here.
This one's firing out the blocks.
What is it about that penhold grip that makes it tricky to play against Lebrun?
I wouldn't say that the fact that he's a pen holder makes it harder to play him. You know, the penhold grip has its advantages, has its disadvantages in a sense, but it's all about personal preference and what feels most comfortable for you. I guess to better answer your question, Rebecca, it just feels strange being a Chinese player and coming up against someone who uses this grip to basically perfection, someone who is not a Chinese player, someone who is a Frenchman. You would have never have seen this coming, seriously.
Especially a French teenager as well, because it's quite an old school grip, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been around for a long, long time, longer than the shake hand grip. I guess that's quite hard to prove in a sense. When you look at the likes of Fred Perry, the first world champions in the 1930s. So maybe the shake hand grip has been around a little bit longer, in all honesty. But it is not a European grip.
Yeah, Chinese inspired.
Yeah. And it was altered slightly. This is the modern penhold grip, so of course you can use that reverse penhold backhand. A bit more versatility with this grip than say a traditional penhold grip, a J pen or K pen. Wow, look at this spin work.
And that is a good rally for Lin Shidong to win, isn't it? Because he needs to get some confidence and momentum going here after the lightning quick start from Lebrun.
Good composure there from Lin Shidong, holding down the fort. It was hard for him to crack a counter powerfully because of how much rotation Felix Lebrun was imparting away from the table. Good shot selection from Lebrun. It's not a position that he wants to be in all too often there. He was forced back.
By contrast, that's somewhere where Lin Shidong is perfectly happy to play.
Yeah, more than happy. It's unbelievable how good he is away from the table. I'd say he's a counter loop king of the game. One of the best lobbers you'll see. He's really got it all.
9-5.
We'd have to go back to 2023 to find the one and only time that Lin Shidong has actually beaten Lebrun. Do you think that's something that might play on his mind?
I mean, he won't be happy that he's got a losing head-to-head against Felix Lebrun.
10-5.
Oh, edge ball again for Felix Lebrun. It was the star contender Goa where Shidong beat him in 3 straight games. I was calling that match myself, and I was just mind blown at how good Shidong was.
11-5.
Well, 11 points to 5. It's one-way traffic.
So you're not as afraid to construct the point against Shidong.
1-love.
Don't have to rush as much, in a sense. But a lot of it was to do with the serve-receive.
1-all.
Felix Lebrun is a fantastic server. Into the crossover.
2-1.
Clipping the top of the net there. And then Shidong has himself ahead for the first time in this match.
I think Felix Lebrun put a little bit too much pressure on himself there to finish the rally on this parallel backhand. Denied by the net tape. Ooh.
1-3.
Well, cashing in an IOU there. Lebrun got a couple of edges in that first one.
2-3.
Both of these players are fairly backhand orientated, Rebecca. They've both got strong forehands. You wouldn't be top 10 in the world without it, but they love the backhand.
Yeah, unusual in the men's game.
Yeah, I mean, for players that aren't massively tall,
4-2.
very unique to see a Penhall player so backhand orientated like Felix Lebrun. Shu Xin, the Cloud Walker, who's now retired from international play, I made some interesting comments on the Lebrun brothers, the differences between them, their strengths and whatnot.
Love those rallies when they get into that backhand to backhand.
The quality on the ball is just formidable. You can hear this crisp contact, wonderful timing, good switching of direction from Felix Lebrun.
Well, then Shidong is looking for his second smash title of the year. Top runners in Singapore in February. Denied the final hurdle in Sweden in memorable, dramatic fashion.
Led. Please make sure service is nearly vertical.
Just a service one in there from Christoph Geiger. Even though he didn't win that Europe smash, we learned a lot about Lin Shidong. He was the last Chinese player standing in the men's singles from what, the round of 16?
Yeah.
And the way that he came back against Simon Gauzy, who was playing some of the best table tennis I've ever seen him play, a creative wizard, was unbelievable. He was 3-1, 9-6 down. So you can never really count him out, Shidong.
Now, we talk so much, don't we, about mentality being such an important aspect of any table tennis player's game.
Yeah.
5-6.
The talent and the training are pretty much irrelevant if you don't have the mentality to match.
Yeah, I'd say that the psychology is more than half of it. At this level, when everyone's put the hours in, when everyone that you'll see at this level has all the shots required to win a match, and win a match comfortably at that, it's even more about the psychology.
6-all.
These two have a lot of respect for each other. We saw that embrace in Montpellier. I think this is going to be a legendary rivalry.
Well, it's just a year separating the two of them, both incredibly young still, 19 and 20 years old.
6-7.
On the scene for a long time to come, we hope. Well, Lin Shidong has bettered his points tally from game number 1 by 2 here. Just 5 points to show for game number 1. Oh, well, once again, he's pushing him back, Lin Shidong. And Felix doesn't necessarily want to be back there.
He's very good back there. We always talk about the French flair, how they express themselves in a match. Love to freestyle. Yep. What we did see in that rally is that Felix sometimes takes the forehand and Tadley.
9-6.
Is that because he's less certain on the forehand than the backhand?
Yeah, he's definitely less certain on the forehand than the backhand. He's someone who likes to be close to the table. And as he gets taller, he'll have to protect that crossover more and more, or find a better answer to do so.
Or does he have the answers here for these 4 game points that he's facing?
Seven, 10.
First one saved.
Using hybrid rubbers, so not as tacky as Shidong's. A nice happy medium.
Lin Shidong wraps up the second, levels us up here, taking that one.
More to do with the fact that he was more comfortable in the blocking and counter game, Shidong.
1 love.
He's not intimidated by the power on the Felix Lebrun forehand. He's intimidated by the spin and placement. But, you know, the cogs will be whirring with respect to the Lebrun backhand.
Oh, he can't get it in there.
You can see again, he's trying to play with lots and lots of spin into that Felix forehand, into that middle. That was the way that Fan Shidong dealt with Felix in the semi-finals of the Olympic Games. Felix getting the bronze at 17 years of age.
1-2.
Unbelievable bit of history there.
And that's why I always forget he's still just 19, because he's done so much already, hasn't he?
3-1.
Seen a lot of edge balls in this match, haven't we?
I can't believe that forehand came back, though. But yeah, we have seen a lot of edge balls in this match. Of course, yesterday as well, we had a couple of memorable ones.
Yeah, Tong.
Yeah, 2 in a row against match point.
And nearly in net as well at the end.
Yeah.
Tried to play the Chiquita flick there, Felix Lebrun. Tried to come right round the side of the ball. Change the rhythm. Requires very, very fine contact, that flick. Very, very skillful shot.
2-5.
Well, Shidong is looking fired up and ready now.
You can just see, despite recognising the opening, despite timing the ball fairly well, he's just packing, or lacking, a bit of punch packing. Felix Lebrun with that forehand side.
6-2.
Not happy here.
No, and he can be a hothead, can't he? Looking back towards his coach, Coach Mullen.
Players are ready. Thank you. 6-3.
That's more like it. That should do something to settle that fire of Lebrun.
Caught the net there, no apology. That's interesting. Came on, brushed up the ball off the half long. Good serve. Oh my word.
Good serve, and he follows it with something magical.
That is a light beam. He has just absolutely obliterated that third ball, just unleashed. It's funny,
4-7.
he's got the more powerful backhand, the more deadly backhand, but I'd say Felix has got the more complete backhand, close to the table in the rally.
All right, okay, so he needs to be in full flow.
You've got to be in full flow. So it's key that Shidong changes the placement of his balls, which he is doing.
7-5.
Well, he apologised for the net that time, Shidong, even though he didn't win the point. You get the sense this is going to be a fiery encounter between them?
Oh, yeah. It's a semi-final of the China Smash. This is a huge, huge match. Felix Lebrun looking to do what he's never done before. Can he reach a Smash final? Can he do it in the Dragon's Den?
8-5.
Wow, plenty of celebrities in attendance. That is Danny Lee, who's a singer, dancer, actress and model.
Had some basketball stars as well, haven't we, here this week?
5-9.
Well, it's a hot ticket, isn't it?
The hottest in town. Better forehand counter there from Felix Lebrun. But it cost him some positioning at the table. A wonderful shot from Shidong.
Closing in on the end of this one here.
Changing his service, Felix.
6-9.
That replaces what would be a backhand serve if not for this penalty grip. A serve more square to the table, lots of side spin.
10-6.
Produces the same again, but doesn't produce the same effect. And it's 4 game points for Lin Shidong. Oh, and into the net. Lin Shidong takes the lead here.
He won Champions Frankfurt, so many fantastic events. And
Last
it was
one.
Felix Lebrun that managed to win that, what, 17-match win streak? He ended that streak in Montpellier. But, you know, a lot of Shidong's success, and I'm not taking anything away from him. Outrageous, outrageous rally there.
Unreal, and what a point as well for Lebrun to win, because psychologically speaking, that is going to be huge for him.
16-shot rally, loop to loop, managed to drive there in the end through. Incredible coverage as always from Shidong, but couldn't get that one back in the end. But yeah, remember, Wang Chuchun was dormant for a significant patch after that Olympics. And Shidong fully took advantage of it. Chuchun came back at the end of the year at the finals, Fukuoka to win, and now he's back on top. This is an utterly insane level. Backhand rip away from the table from Lebrun. Great serve.
This is exactly the kind of match you want to see go to 7 games, isn't it?
It is. It really, really is. He's managing to control the rhythm, create his own rhythm with his body, and therefore with his shots, Felix. Oh, that's genius. Picked his pocket there. Right down the line, fantastic table awareness, saw the pivot.
And a very funny point, wasn't it? Almost anticlimactic compared to the last 2 that we've seen.
You know, a true TT fan will take as much joy from something like that as the longer rallies. Such a skillful flick. Oh. They're letting it loose here.
You know, we forget there's a final to play later on as well.
This is shaping up to be a slugfest. Battling for positioning at the table, finding the crossover where possible. These two are just oozing.
For all.
So much quality here in the Infinity Arena. And the crowd are captivated as they see this marketable young man, Felix Lebrun, challenge their second best player.
4-5.
Well, they're matching each other point for point, aren't they? They're both becoming more and more vocal.
And this is a big game here. The difference between 2-2 and 3-1. Incredible. Significant.
5-all.
Yeah, best game of the match so far, this one. Who has the edge in this?
Shidong.
Right.
He's got the edge. Even though he's losing this head-to-head, he's got the edge.
Time out.
I think Molan certainly helps keeping a lid on Felix Lebrun. I think it's easy to criticise a player who's letting it all out. Players deal with things in different ways. There's an argument to be made that he needs to let it out to then move on. You know, as long as he's not lobbing his racket about, smashing the ball away, nothing wrong with what he's doing. Felix.
7-6.
You know, even if he does shout, let it out, he will fight till his last breath, and that's what you got to respect about the Lebruns. Different with Matsushima yesterday. He was throwing in the towel. And I know that was a less competitive map than this one. But you won't see Felix Lebrun giving up.
No, you've got to stick at it until the end. Not over till the last point is played, of course.
I mean, Nathaniel Molin's been with Felix Lebrun basically all of Felix's career. The Lebruns aren't in each other's pocket as much as what they were before. You'll see some different coaches for the Lebruns. Not always Molin anymore, which I think is a good decision. Team France is developing. It's not just about the Lebrun brothers. Oh, deep on the table.
8-all.
Well, this time he does apologise, Lebrun. Unlike a couple of games ago when he did have a stroke of luck that he didn't acknowledge.
Tell you what, that wasn't far away. We saw him make a backhand like that on last year in this at this stage against Shang Peng. Of course, Shang Peng has reached the semi-final again, but he's taking on Wang Chuqin.
Yeah, that one coming up next. Oh, look at this. It's a big serve coming up now for Lebrun.
Oh! 8-10. It's the first time I think we've seen a miss like that from Shidong.
Was that panic, do you think?
You know how important it was to make it on. He knew it had to probably be a winner by his standards. But it wasn't a long ball. It was high enough to tempt him in, tight enough to make it tricky, but still, you'd have to class that as a little bit of an escape for Felix.
9-10.
Oh, that one was an escape for Lin Shidong. Serves his way out of trouble. Another important serve coming up for the world number 2 here.
That's crafty pendulum serve, went long into crossover. Floater. Oh!
Well, look at the celebration. Just listen to that roar.
1 low.
That was a big, big game, wasn't it? Game number 4. Big win there for Lebrun.
Oh, man. Can't stress that enough. It's completely open now. Shidong still has the edge.
1 low.
I'd still class this as maybe a 60-40 for Shidong. But if he would have won that game, 80-20. Maybe even 90-10.
1-all.
Yeah, it's changed the complexion, certainly. 2-all rather than 3-1. But what is it about Lin Shidong that is giving him the edge here, would you say?
I'd say that he can play with a little bit more power on that first ball and third ball.
1-all.
Felix Lebrun's spins are fantastic, but Shidong's dealing with them fairly well. Felix isn't able to really play many winners, and that's frustrating him to a degree. Lebrun is someone who can finish off with a lot of third ball kills, not because of his power necessarily, but because of his serve quality. But Shidong's reading them quite well.
2-all.
I think Wang Hao has probably told Shidong, you don't have to go too hard on the receive. You don't have to try and rip it with a flick. Take it out, decent percentage. Get ready though for that counter. He's not afraid to push long, Shidong, because of how good he can rip over the ball, especially on the backhand.
2-3.
Well,
Misses on the forehand, though.
tried to play it into the body off that loose ball.
Popped up nicely for him, though, didn't it?
Yeah, that was actually an easier one for him to make than that one earlier in the last game. Oh, what a counter!
Wow.
It clipped the net as well. That made it arguably even more difficult for Felix Lebrun because of the distraction factor, but he dealt with it wonderfully. Let's have a look at this one again, Rebecca.
Yeah, right into the body of Lin Shidong as well.
Got to calibrate it perfectly. Barely any margin for error. And you can see here, he's on a hot streak.
Yeah, and that serve is working well, too. Wow, well, he's established a 4-point cushion now, and this is, you know, the momentum you talked about, Felix Lebrun needing the momentum, and this is certainly a great example of that.
Yeah, he's a man on a mission here. Steaming ahead. Shidong adjusting his serve to the shovel.
2-7.
Wow.
Wonderful timing. He's keeping the bat out in front, focusing all of his energy out there in front of him, not letting the ball disappear towards his body, not taking the ball too late on that instance. It's interesting, isn't it, when you look at some of the players that have beaten Shidong this season. Dan Cho, Anders Lind and Morregard, all Europeans.
7-3.
And I do wonder, well, I was wondering before that point whether we might be seeing a timeout for the world number 2, but point on the board will certainly do something to settle the nerves a bit.
7-4.
It's a very, very good shot there from Lin Shidong. It was a wider serve from Felix Lebrun. Shidong playing a protective flick, slower and spinnier, but very, very well placed.
Let 7-4.
Felix Lebrun's serves are so awkward. He's stamping in, he's coming through with a lot of force. Sometimes it's fairly bouncy, but it's very spinny.
And again, a great example of how that's causing problems for Lin Shidong.
It's hard for Lin Shidong to receive with power against serves that are spinnier but heavier. Should I say bouncier but heavier?
Couldn't do anything with that one. Lebrun just taking his time with the towel break. And that 4-point lead is back intact.
5-8.
Well, Lin Shidong can produce some deadly serves of his own, can't he?
Withstanding the power. Oh my God.
9-5.
And this time Lebrun does apologise. That ball clips the top of the net. He's obviously feeling well disposed now towards Lin Shidong with that 5-point lead in his pocket.
That is out of this world table tennis. Good combination from Shidong. It's not over yet. Lebrun, Felix that is, has already called a timeout in this match. Half-long serve.
6-10.
Wow. And it's brought up 4 game points. This is something of a roller coaster, isn't it? Not just this game, but the match overall. It's an important serve for Lin Shidong here.
Wider.
11-6.
Tried the seatbelt shot, but to no avail. He is a man possessed, make no mistake, but this is still, for me, a 50-50. This is still anyone's for the taking. I don't think Shidong will be too worried right now.
Interesting. So he's a pressure player.
He is.
One all.
He's done that before.
That is sublime. So swanky from Shidong.
Very casual.
Love that flick. Second time he's burned Felix Lebrun with something perfectly placed. And here he takes the lead, has a strut in his step, float serve. Kept the bat high, not much time on his hands, but a wonderful counter on the line. Oh man, this is fantastic.
2 all.
Well, of course, Lebrun wants to get this finished off in 6, doesn't he? But for any neutrals watching, for any table tennis fans, this is one you really want to go all the way.
2-3.
The other semi-final, it's Wang Chuqin and Zhang Peng, who will be taking note of what's going on in this one, I'm sure.
Is Zhang Peng coming back from 3 games to 2 down against the thrill from Brazil. Oh, as wide as can be, a faded finish from Felix Lebrun. And he clenches his fist in quiet celebration. We saw the ice in the veins celebration against Chen Jun-sung. God knows what we're going to see if he beats Shidong here. I think he was going into that match against Jun-sung as the favourite. Here, Shidong is the favourite. It's different. But this is a semi-final. Felix looking
Timeout.
to reach uncharted territory. I don't know who they would rather advance, in a sense. Oh!
How did he miss that?
God almighty. By Jove, when did you ever see him miss something like that? I mean, it's not the easiest of balls. A bit of kick on it. It wasn't just a lob. It was a really, really top spinny one from
5-4.
You can't be making excuses for a player as good as Shidong against those balls.
Well, I thought it was an inevitability when he got Lebrun back in that position. He looked in full control.
There are no guarantees, but I tell you what, that will have had a bit of scar power on it.
That one will hurt.
And look at this on the scoreboard. Now the pressure's mounting on Shidong. This is a big point, Rebecca.
5-6.
Oh, and it's gone the way of Lin Shidong, who is keeping pace with Felix Lebrun.
Good injection of spin, and then a good injection of pace. Perfect point construction, harassing that crossover, that transition zone.
Please make sure service is
the right pocket
5-6
of Felix. Another warning there from Christoph Geiger. Something else for Shidong to think about.
7-5.
How he jabs, pokes, that push.
Well, time might be running out for Lin Shidong. Past the midway mark in this pivotal game, number 6.
Great serve. He's contacting the ball so finely. Skimming it. Round and under. Shidong misread it.
Oh my goodness. This is a huge, huge moment now.
Goosebumps here in the Infinity Arena. Shidong, the defending champion, is staring down the barrel.
6-9.
Oh, well, he's given himself a lifeline there, albeit a small one. There is still ground to make up then. 3 points more if he is to have any chance of staying in this semi-final.
10-6.
And it's match points. Felix Lebrun is on the verge of his first ever Grand Smash final. He is match points up against the defending champion.
Let 10-6. Please remain quiet once players are ready to serve. 11-6.
He goes long and look at the reaction.
By 4 games.
Felix Lebrun has knocked out the defending champion.